Hello everyone, welcome to Joe Consume Cinema. I'm your host, the long-lost Uncle Alfrich, and today we have The Last Kingdom Season 3, Episode 1. Now, I really liked how Season 2 ended. Overall, it was a great season. We had the death of the brothers, Eric and Siegfried. Aethelflaed is carrying Eric's child. Unbeknownst to Aethelred, I'm sure that whole storyline will play out at some point. I'm not so secretly hoping that Aethelflaed ends up killing Aethelred just to get rid of that guy. He's a total scumbag, completely worthless, and yeah, it's just a huge liability. We left things in a pretty interesting spot as far as Alfred and Uhtred's relationship goes. They were on the outs until Alfred showed up with his army. It just so happens that the timing was perfect because Uhtred escaped with Aethelflaed. The Danes under Siegfried were chasing them, literally marched right into Alfred's army, just set up on that hill. They had no formation, no organization. Siegfried just attacked in a blind rage, and honestly, he was doing pretty well. Almost killed Aethelred, which would have been so awesome, but Aethelflaed intervened, killed Siegfried because of what he did to his brother. And yeah, Alfred's in this spot where he constantly shits on Uhtred, but keeps finding himself in positions where he really needs him. And I think that relationship is at a do or die moment. Either Alfred is finally going to let go of all this shit about, Uhtred not being a Christian, all that nonsense, and finally just accept him as, the strong, loyal ally that he really is. Or season 3 is going to be all about the two of them clashing in open conflict. Like, I could even see Alfred dying this season. But based on past seasons, there's a huge possibility we open up season 3 with a big time skip. I said before that Alfred's son, Edward, at some point is going to come into his own, birthright. I do believe at some point that the first official king of England is Edward, so they got to get to that storyline at some point. We've seen time skips in the past, so who knows, maybe 19, 20 years pass between the end of season 2 and the start of season 3. You never know. But yeah, honestly, I just look forward to this. Season 2 was really good. A little bit better than Season 1 because I think it had a little more action. So, yeah, I just want to get right into this. But as always, please remember to blank, blank, and blank. Channel's doing awesome right now. We're getting close to 5,000. Over 4,800 right now. That's just great progress for the channel. I'm very proud of that. I've launched the Joe Consume Cinema Patreon. Every member of my Patreon gets a guaranteed movie request. I have the first season of The Penguin, the second season of Squid Game, and the first and second season of Mr. Robot. That's more than 40 reactions right there, plus the guaranteed movie request. I feel it's a really good offer for, $2 per month. But as always, if money's tight, you could always join as a free member too. You won't get access to everything, but you will get more access being a free member over there than you will just being a member here. I do occasionally post some early access stuff, so there is an actual benefit to even just being a free member on the Patreon. But yeah, any support is always much appreciated, so even if you can't sign up on the Patreon, you could do it as a free member. If not that, like, comment, share, subscribe. It all really helps the channel. That support is always very much appreciated. It's what allows me to keep making these videos and little extra motivation each time. For me personally, I like to try to maintain steady growth for the channel and just, keep making improvements and getting better over time. I feel like at this point we're a legit reaction channel, so I'm very proud of that fact. And yeah, I don't want to prolong this too much. Let's just get right to the first episode. Is this like a vision?
Danes still raid and slaughter continues and will continue until the day I die. What has been my purpose?
You are God's king. Without you, there would be no church. What you have done is laid the foundation for a great and godly country.
Nothing has changed. No task is complete.
What you have begun will continue.
He looks sickly. Alfred is worried about legacy and longevity.
No man is to show me his face.
You will go on ahead and remind the camp that Sigurd must be the first to see me.
I must take your eyes.
There is no...
Sigurd, my love, drink me and make my vision real. Let me give you all the strength you will need.
New Danish king.
I see the death of Alfred.
Wessex and everything it holds shall belong to the warriors of blood.
There's never a shortage of new Danish threats. If the Danes could actually unite, they'd be unstoppable, but the constant infighting is their greatest weakness. And even with that infighting, they still manage to gather up enough force to threaten at least a few kingdoms every once in a while.
What is your opinion of Edward's sword skill?
I was right. He looks to be about 18 or so.
Put the child on his arm.
Sacrifices were made so you would live, boy.
From now on, you practice only with the staff you learned from being hit.
Thank you, Uhtred.
She's once again with child. A boy. Your child shall be a boy.
The Godwin has a gift. God-given.
I have a man watching Bloodhair's camp, Lord, but I'm curious. He's not asked you to join him, Heston.
He has. I declined.
Your word means nothing.
Does the peace between us all not hold?
So Hastard got what was left over the Danish army that used to follow Eric and Siegfried. I don't trust him. Neither does Uhtred.
My lord has eaten something that does not green.
Everyone is visibly older.
We will attack before the winter bites.
Bloodhair, as a woman you would like, Uhtred. She's a seer. I would say it was a pleasure to see you, Uhtred, but it never is.
Yeah, the raids start. He's got magic backing him, too. I really don't want anything to happen to Uhtred's family. Yeah, there's been enough time passage for some of the minor characters to literally have created families of their own.
I beg of all the saints in heaven, strike me down. There is no silver, I swear. In heaven, help me.
If you're speaking the truth, you will take your own life. You will do it now and save your friends.
Your soul will be damned.
Take your life like a warrior, and we shall ask for no more than food and air. They're yours to do with as you please.
Even just getting on his horse is difficult.
We will remain here until I finish my work with the priests.
Good morning, Hobart. I believe you now. There is no silver.
You should march, but with half of the guard, no more.
I shall remain here for the good of Mercia. He seems to be doing his very best at living forever.
Constantly ill, but he will not die.
You should be leading your men.
I do not wish to hear the whining voice of the so-called Lady of Mercia. How is your daughter?
Our daughter is well.
Whore!
He's heard the rumors, so yeah, I don't think that was a well-kept secret overall.
And once again, we will show the King Alfred how a warrior should be.
Aethelflaed is more of a leader to Mercia than Aethelred is. Using Osferth as bait. He doesn't like it.
I would like you all to surrender, or I will smite you.
Smite? What is smite?
It's a word, isn't it? A word from the Holy Book. It means slay, kill. I will kill you.
You will smite all of us?
Yeah, most. Some of you might run away. I've got a sword.
Nice little ambush. You know, that's a bit disappointing, because Ewan Mitchell actually is a really good swordsman.
Uhtred of Bebbanburg is cursed. The witch holds his heart in her hands. I have aligned myself with the three spinners of fate and taken hold of your life.
You should kill her and be done with it.
That will not kill the curse.
There is no curse.
I throw men against the walls of a borough when the riches of Winchester are unprotected.
Would he do that?
He doesn't have an army large enough to hold Winchester.
What if Heston were to join him?
You seem to be saying we should have remained at home, Uhtred.
She's a seer.
The simple mind of a Dane believes in science, Edward. They would march into battle, all because a seer caught sight of a bird.
You reek of death, Lord.
How long before I am taken, do you know?
Very interesting.
You will not see another summer, but your name will live on. You will be remembered as the first, last and only king of all Saxons.
That's technically true. Because if his son is king of England, that would make him the last Saxon king. But the context of it, he probably views it as, you know, like him being a failure. Also kind of odd that Alfred would ask her, of all people, for advice, because he doesn't believe in any of this shit.
Let us sing.
There is a king in this camp!
They will make it your concern, Uhtred, and Edward shall become your charge. You're a kingmaker, my friend.
I could take the place of your woman, Uhtred Ragnarsson. Together we could rule.
What the fuck?
I have no need of a hall.
You will soon have need of a woman.
You have my woman. Return her now, or your people will die.
Please, Lord!
Kill one more hostage, and I shall let every man here see her nakedness, and then I shall spill her guts.
Kill them all! Attack!
Have until sunset to free the hostages, or each man in this fortress will take his turn.
Her value's even greater than I first thought. You will wait for as long as it takes. We must choose the place of battle, Lord.
Now remember, Mercia only sent half the damn men because fucking Ethelred held back. They don't know that.
It won't take me long to find the Mercians.
Saxon armies fleeing the fortress. I saw the Lady's Gate. I saw Uhtred Ragnarsson. The whole army. Every man and every sword with me.
Long enough for them not to see they are being followed.
They've been after silver, so let's give them some. And the Mercians.
They have the hill. We have the numbers. And we love the gods. No Saxon leaves this field alive!
Hold the line!
The way they keep cutting back to Gisela, she's gonna die in childbirth. Alfred with his men attacking from behind. Perfect. There you are, fucked. It's a classic pincer move. Just trying to run.
Bloodhair, you do not yield.
Give them nothing but your sword!
She's gone. She's given you a son.
Okay, took some time just to gather my thoughts. So that was the first episode of Season 3. Really good. So I said it before, but time skip is always possible in this show, and sure enough, we got a big one. It's probably been 18, maybe even 19 years since the end of Season 2 to the start of Season 3. Prince Edward, who was like an infant at the end of Season 2, is now like a young man training at arms. We got introduced to some new characters. Skade, who's like a seer for the Vikings. She foresaw the death of Alfred at the hands of Bloodhair in like this epic battle on a hill. That's how like the episode started. Bloodhair is this Danish lord. You know, I said it before, but if the Danes actually ever united behind one common ruler, they'd be virtually unstoppable. The closest thing they've ever had to an actual king was Abba, and he just had the largest army ever formed by the Danes. But there are still all these different factions out there, and their division just creates this massive weakness. They're excellent warriors, and if they could just get into a situation where they had enough united behind one common cause, they'd be virtually unstoppable. So that division just keeps being exploited by the Saxons to achieve victory. We saw it in this episode. So Hastert, from the end of Season 2, after the brothers Eric and Siegfried were defeated, he basically inherited what they had left. So he's kind of like a Danish lord in the north now. He's incredibly untrustworthy, so that's definitely going to be something that's going to happen going forward. He's definitely going to betray Alfred and Uhtred for sure. He doesn't like either of them. It was interesting how Skade had that prophecy to start off the episode. It didn't come true, at least not yet. I do think she has some power. She cursed Uhtred and then talked about how he'll have need of a woman soon enough. She offered herself to him and then he refused. His wife, Lady Gisela, is pregnant at the start of the episode, starts to give birth during the battle, and then sure enough, there are complications and she dies in childbirth. Uhtred now has another son, but you know, he's devastated by it. So the thing with this show about magic is it's very limited, and there are some times where magic is presented as if it's this legit power. And I think with Skade, it sort of seems to be suggesting that this is legit. She does actually have the power to foresee the future. Uhtred takes the curse seriously enough. That's why she hasn't been killed yet. But there are other times where it's just, you know, clever manipulation. We saw that in Season 2 with the dead man Bjorn. That was just a trap by the brothers. Bloodhair led his men into a trap there at the end. That was pretty clever by Uhtred, where he lured them out so that they would pursue him, trying to get Skade back, and then Alfred followed with a pretty large contingent of men. Luckily, the Mercians did show up, at least enough of them. Aethelflaed was actually leading them, which was interesting. If Aethelred had sent the whole army like he was originally asked to do, then there's a chance that Bloodhair might not even have, bothered to charge at them. He said in the moment, well, they have the high ground, but we have the numbers, so he just went for it anyway. Based on how it was going, it looked like he might have eventually broken through, but then Alfred showed up at the perfect time, formed his shield wall, and then charged on them from behind, so it was this perfect pincer move. Bloodhair literally knocked his man off of a horse just so he could get mounted and then ran for it. So yeah, his army is smashed. He might wind up going to Hastert for help or somewhere else, I don't know. I don't know how large his army actually is, but it seems like he had most of it with him when he marched on that fort that had Skade inside of it. Yeah, it was a good episode back. A lot is going on. Adjusting to the time skip and, all the new stuff that has happened, new characters. But yeah, that's pretty much all I got. So as always, thanks for watching, and peace.